Good morning, everyone. So thank you for joining the session, the demo session on Azure Data Engineering training from Academy of Data. So today we wanted to introduce you to the kind of training that what we are making, and which is very relevant to the market at this point of time, and where we'll also talk about how this course is structured and what exactly is the outcome for the recent time, for the old students and all. And again, at the same time, right, you should also understand what is a data engineer and all, because in general, people knows developers. I mean, people also knows from the front end and back end, engineers. But maybe many people actually have questions of what exactly data engineers are all about, what are the roles like that. So I'll give you some details to introduce as well. And then we'll also discuss about what are the tech stacks that we're covering as part of the course. And also we'll also cover about what are the certifications we're covering and the recent success stories of our people of our old students as well. I mean, which is very recent from last month. And then we'll also take any questions that you have relevant. And I'll also go for a small demo, so which has some code in it. But again, don't need to worry about that. You do not understand it. But I'll just make sure that I utilize the tools, and we'll only discuss about the outcome with the use case model. Okay. So that makes it sure that you know that uh, you know what exactly we do. I mean, a simple use cases we can start in the demo. Of course, the complex will increase in the future, but we also do very much hand holding so that you will be able to successfully go into this path of data engineering. All right. Now let's go for it. Go for your trainers. So there are two trainers for this program. My name is Kumar, and I'll be the main trainer for this program. And we also have Venkat, who is also another trainer for this program. So we have a almost close to 12 to 13 years of experience in general on data engineering, Azure and Databricks. So this is a purely Azure course and focused on Databricks in between. And when it comes to us, individually, we worked on, so I was a staff engineer as well in my recent role. And I also worked upon a lot of consulting works, for eBay UK and all, and which with Venkat sir, we jointly done a lot of good work upon on the cloud and data engineering technologies. Not only on Azure, worked on also AWS and Google Cloud. And also we built some of the best data migration use cases across the globe in the past, okay, when Databricks was introduced. And we have trained more than 800 data engineers till date across, both the trainers together. So that is something which is the best across the industry. And about the course, so what exactly you're going to learn as part of the course? You're going to learn Azure Cloud in detail with hands-on experience. And you also will also understand how to extract data from various sources. You're talking about any data course. The first thing is, can you actually get the data from very larger sources? We'll also talk about what exactly the big data problem is all about. So the data sets are very huge in nature, and we can give a lot of examples for it. One of the small examples which I can give is sensor data. So if you think of tsunami warning system across the country, now we have each of the coast, east and west coast of the country is already having sensors, which are actually going to tell the tidal wave. So which actually happens, every second, right? So that kind of information means, it's a very huge data set. How can you extract, and those kind of data set, which is very huge in nature and which is also streamed. And after you get it right, so you have to transform the data with various rules using SQL and also non-SQL as well, and how to load the data into relational database and data lakes. Now, it's okay not knowing, what is a data lake or data warehouse. This is something which we'll be covering as part of the course on data modeling. And we'll also work upon, running data workloads on Azure Cloud. And you learn Python language from the scratch, from the basics, and also learn Apache Spark from the basics, and you'll be able to build your own data pipelines in distributed compute. And you'll be creating notebooks and run Spark plugs in Databricks as well is also what you do. So there are two ways of doing the data pipelines, one from Azure, which uses ADF, and one from Databricks, which uses Databricks workflows. So all these features I know will be validated further, as part of the training. And so you'll also go for training and internship up to 6 months with placement as certification assistants and placement assistants as well. So who are required it? This is for the freshers. For the experience and all, you don't need to worry about anything else. So you need to focus only upon the learning part, and we'll also make sure that your resume is prepared in such a way that you attain the proper skills as an experienced engineer and go to the next level. So we'll work upon those resume preparations as well as part of this course as well. All right. So this tech stack is very important for all of us. If you see here the tech stack, you can actually see we have Azure Cloud, SQL, Python, and Azure Spark on Databricks, and ADF. And then we are including a new option called a generative AI. So this is a technology stack, which we have. Now, if you talk about Azure Cloud, we'll cover topics relevant to AZ900 topics. Azure 900 is a certification. So any certified students on Azure are something which is the most sought after, and we'll be working upon very closely with those certification models. And you'll be so we had around 100% people who got certified on AZ900 in the last batch, which is one of the top notch any courses across the country. And then we also have Azure SQL. The SQL here will be mostly very important because everybody works on SQL in general in an on-premise one, but we'll be working upon on the Azure side cloud SQL and how it is different and what are the options that you have and how the infrastructure can be maintained. And you'll be also working on DDL, DML, DCL, all the commands. And from the base, it is going to be covered. And then the Python again, Python from the base to the advanced areas. And then we'll also work on the Databricks specific areas as well using Apache Spark on Databricks as well. And then we go for Azure Data Factory. So I'll talk about Databricks a lot because we spend around almost like 1.5 months in this course only for Databricks because that's the one which actually get you the job for sure. But supported by Python, SQL, and Azure Cloud, and the infrastructure is very very important. And you'll be uh, getting a very good knowledge and hands-on into Python with all the interview questions as well. Because if we go with a model of job orientation, which is the primary focus for any candidate who comes into the courses, of course, not only the job orientation, we'll also make sure that the concepts are very clear so that they can persuade any new tech stacks that are coming in the future as well. So Databricks is also there's advantage is it's on the three clouds, and that makes you so there are 10,000 companies using Databricks, which is on all the three clouds, not only Azure. So why we kept Databricks inside it is because you can actually apply for all the companies across the spectrum as well. Okay, not only just Azure utilized company, but you also can go for Google Cloud specific companies and also the AWS specific company. The reason is Databricks looks the same. Nothing changes on the Databricks side, and that's the advantage what you have. And will also help you on making sure that you understand the other technology stack equivalents as well. So that's the best thing. So don't think we're only learning Azure, but we'll make sure that you become a data engineer in general who can work on any kind of clouds. That's the advantage what you get it. And then you go for ADF. So ADF is Azure Data Factory is one of the ETL tool that is there on the cloud, and you'll be working on the serverless ecosystem. We'll understand what is serverless and stateful objects and other things in the future. But we're talking about Azure ADF specific areas of drag and drop without any code. Now we have the tools with the code. We have tools without the code. Both are there, and that makes you a perfect data engineers across the country for sure. And generative AI is one thing which is very important now. So this is the first time we're introducing generative AI use cases. The reason why we're adding generative AI is there are many use cases that came up. So can one of you tell me, did you actually know that there's a change in the management of Air India? Do you know who actually has taken over Air India from the government?
Other things.
Yeah, Tata's has
Okay.
taken. That's a good answer. Now, see, before Tata's were there, if you wanted, so the CEO of a company wanted to find out which are the flights which are delayed in Frankfurt. Okay, so many flights take to Frankfurt in Germany, and if I wanted to find out where it is, right, you need to depend on various reports and all. But after Tata's has taken over, they have made sure that they have created a system where they created a the generative model. What we do is the CEO will actually just type in the screen. So where are the flights to Frankfurt? Which are the flights that are delayed to Frankfurt today? So he'll get the real-time answer just for the question. You don't need to even go for the database to find it. So the generative AI things will actually get you the data. Thanks to all the stack that you have worked upon, and then the generative AI is implemented to make it the executors very easy to ask a question and get the answer. Like that, they can ask, not only for Frankfurt, they can ask for, which are the flights that are delayed to Bangalore. So those things are also possible, or to Hyderabad, or to Madanpalli. I mean, you can talk about if you have an airport there anyway. So this is a way that you can actually ask a lot of questions, and you can also get a lot of good insights as well. So the important thing here is we completed the entirety of the stacks, and you learn from the basics to the advanced. And that makes it a perfect course even for a person who is a fresher or experienced or coming into from different technology stack. They wanted to, you're from talent informatics, other ETL tools, and you want to come into this, right? So this would be the best technology stack as well. And now let me talk about who is a data engineer. If you want to become a data engineer, what exactly it is. So you're the one who is going to build and design and maintain data lakes and data warehouses. And what is a data lake and data warehouse is something which you should also understand. So if you want to get the insights of the insights of what are the sales percentages in the past, right? So if you wanted to find, you need to have the older data and you need to move the data into data warehouse every from after after a specific sales period, all your data has to go to a database called as data warehouse, and then you get it. So it's mostly relational in structure, but data lakes will also have non-relational data as well, or semi-structured data as well. Now, when I say semi-structured, it will be having JSON XML. So we'll work on all these areas to understand what is a data warehouse and how a data model is going to be prepared using fact and dimension tables. So it's okay. We'll take it slow. I mean, not need to be fast, and you'll actually do all these things, as part of the design, build, and maintenance phase. And you're going to do the extraction, transformation, storing steps as a data engineer. This is very crucial because data pipelines is what you create using Python and Apache Spark mostly. And then you'll be providing data access to reports and machine learning users. So previously, data scientists are the people who uses the data, but the data is going to come from data engineers only. So you are the people who actually make sure that the data scientists survive. Okay, if they don't have the data, they don't know what exactly they have to create on the model on, right? So you are the right people who can actually create the data pipelines, which can actually feed the reports and machine learning users as well. Now, we're not going to the machine learning use a very detailed, but we'll definitely can actually have some understanding on it in the future. So run workloads in cloud infrastructure like Azure, AWS, and GCP. As I said, right, using Databricks, you can run the jobs and workloads on any kind of cloud as well. And we collaborate with business analysts and ML stakeholders to design data architecture. Now, see, think of a case. Who is a business analyst? See, he don't know anything technical. He just wanted to. So, as I said, if the CEO appoints someone else to take care of the business operation, he's called a business analyst. Okay. Now, his role is to make sure that the Tata Air India's case, he one business analyst is there who has to give the report to his management, telling that which are the flights that got delayed across. So it would be business analyst who asks a question and he get an answer. And this is something which is the answer is going to come from data engineers with their reports or using the ML models which are being designed nowadays. And that is something which we will be covering as part of the architecture. And one more thing is why data engineering? So due to rapid growth of data, the role of data engineers has become very important in the market. And this is actually happening for a very long time. And I wanted everybody to focus upon why you have to go into data side and why data engineering is crucial because they're the people who are making sure that you get the best outcome from the data. All right. Now, which is the fastest growing IT roles in the market? It's not data scientists or other backend developer or other things. It just our cloud itself is also not the one. It is data engineer. So 50% growth in the IT roles in the last one, and this is something which you definitely have to take a look at it. So which means the new skill set and the new order is going to be data engineer. And the median salaries, you can actually see the average salaries started. See, we cannot tell about low, or high. We can tell an average, which is goes around 6 lakhs per annum, for a 0 to 3 years experience. And there are people, who got around above that. I mean, when you say median is 6, it can go for 12 lakhs as well. And also it can go for 3 lakhs, 3 to 12. So it all depends again on the companies that you take. But data engineers, and if you see the experienced people and all, they get heavy salaries as a data engineer and you guys are the right people if you're entering to the data engineering space at this point of time. So again, money is a byproduct of your learning, is what I believe in. As a trainer, I always want to tell you that because you're getting money, can you take it? Of course, yes. But the point here is, are we taking the right course, which is relevant to the market, is what you have to think at this point of time. And data engineering is coming into that picture as well. And about Academy of Data, we wanted to bring to your attention. So, who are actually the partner organization for placements? So, we have more than 6 companies around here. So, Tech Intelligence, Lumen Data, Carney, and Cellstride. These are the 4 companies which are our partners. Which are very actively looking for it. So, Tech Intelligence as a company has taken around 8 people or 8 to 9 people, so far to their organization very recently in the last month. And Lumen Data is going to take two more people where the interviews are arranged already. And Cellstat has taken already one interviews and again the final rounds. So all these things why we are actually bringing is so if you talk about any course, do you have the placement support is a very big question. Yes, we have it. And the companies which in the past have supported us, Test Perform, Alphabet, and we as a company, Academy of Data is supported by Recurrent Technologies. So we also have taken, wanted to take some people as well from the batch for the placements as well. So, but again, placements is more about, having the right skills and all, and it's all happening. So I'll just talk about, the recent placement. 9 data engineers got placed with into Techligence and Lumen Data and, Cellstat, we had track on it. This only 1 month data, not very, very fast. And our enrollments, we generally take 20 to 25 people, in a batch, not more than that in the past. So I think this is a very good number. I mean, we are seeing that, the placements are getting into 100% very soon. And I want to bring to your attention one of the student testimonial recently so that you can also get a proper context out of it. I'm excited to share my transformative journey at the Academy of Data. Enrolling in this program was one of the best decisions I have made for my career. The curriculum was meticulously designed and offering deep insights into data engineering that equipped me with practical skills. I'm proud to announce that I have recently joined Techligence as a data engineer. The supportive learning environment, coupled with the expected guidance from the faculty, made a huge impact on my professional. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Kumar and Venkat sir for their support and mentorship. Their knowledge and encouragement helped me navigate challenges and excel in my studies. If you're looking to advance in the field of data science and engineering, I wholeheartedly recommend that the Academy of Data is truly changing my life. Awesome. So this was the richest month. I mean, but I can only post about only one person. If you wanted to take a look at all the other people, who recently got a job, I'm putting it to the chat, our LinkedIn page. Please take a look at it and see, who are the people, who got placed recently with us. And you can talk to them, if you really wanted to have a word as well. Okay. So thank you. Yeah. So yeah, the success is something, which is not only because of us, it's also about the hard work of the students who has put in efforts to do it more and deliver good results. Now, the certifications associated with the course are going to be four in number. So Azure Fundamentals, if you see, this is the one which is a mandatory one, and Lakehouse Fundamentals. And then we have Data Engineer Associate, and then we go for Spark Developer Associate. So we made the first three as mandatory and, mandatory courses which you have to do it. The reason is when the market is really not so good and, convincing for people, right? So what exactly is the way that your resume has to be picked up? What we have understood was it is about certifications, okay, from the companies like Microsoft or Databricks. So we have utilized that and we make sure that people are certified. And not only that, your credit growth is also going to be there, when your certifications are high. Because many clients wanted people who are certified, not the people who just learn on a, based on a small YouTube learning and all. It won't work out actually. So because learning the ins and outs is very important, and with the kind of preparation that we do for the certifications as part of the job orientation, it generally helps you to place successfully. So the placement is more happening because of our focus on getting the students into the certification paths of the popular providers. At the same time, also getting into the interview question model and also understand the use cases that are relevant to data engineering as well. So this helps you to get a job very quickly, and four certification which you'll be able to do it. And the first three certifications will be there, and you'll get a 50% off, from us. I mean, with the support from this Microsoft and Databricks for writing this exam. So they're not very costly, Azure. So data engineering is little $200, but you get into $100 of discount. So I think doing the course, not only, I mean, for especially for experienced people, I suggest you to go for the certification. Freshers, you can just do the Azure fundamentals and Lakehouse fundamentals. That's enough. But doing the data engineering makes it, a very good, beautiful resume for everyone to get a decent job. And now I'll talk about a demo use case. So I don't want to take more time because I don't think, if you go for two technology, it may not work. But in general, we'll talk about a small use case, which is easy to understand for anyone. So in this demo, we're talking about bike sharing apps. if you guys are people from, Bangalore, I think you can always see there's always a bike sharing apps, which are very popular in demand in the cities, and which is having a membership rental process. And again, you also have to return it to a specific docking stations nearby. So this all actually managed and managed using sensor network, and also you'll also have a mobile app for it, right? So everybody works on it. Now it's very important that you also get some good insights of it based on the sensor data, because every bike, when I say bike, it's a rental bike where any person can take from one location to other. And he actually also helps us. The sensors will be used for tracking the temperature and all the places, so that we understand where exactly is the state and the location of the specific bike as well. And we'll also see who is using or not using. All this information we get it from the sensor, and the humidity and all these climate things. So this is a very good information that can actually help us when you can actually plan, right? So to give more bikes you can actually give for rent at some point of time, increasing the stock of the bikes or reducing it based on certain conditions. Okay, we'll work on that kind of data set. So for this, right, so we'll actually try to understand the seasons, the months, the temperature, the humidity, and wind speed. So this is information which the sensor data is going to capture for us in general. And you can actually see the sample values that are available here for a season, especially in the US and other areas. So, or Europe, you can actually see winter, spring, summer, and fall. I mean, we go for our different seasons based on the monsoon climates. But again, so this is in general for the data in the US again. And then you have something on months. So months will be from 1 to 12, and seasons will be like four, I mean 3 months each is going to be one season in general, right? And temperature, what is the temperature in Celsius, and humidity. So every day, right, so you'll be recording what is the maximum Celsius, what is the maximum humidity, and what is the maximum wind speed. So this can be easily recorded. If you see the weather reports, you generally have this. Now here with the bike sharing data, it's not about somebody telling in the end of the day. We are actually doing it, all this data is going to be saved across, and it will be saved with us permanently. Now, how does it help? That's the question which we will need to talk about. So we are going to build weather insights. So what are the biking condition across season? Now we are not talking about a car. One of the important thing is, if it rains, will Abhinav try to go out of home, if it is raining? No, right? I mean, Abhinav don't prefer going in rain for sure. Nobody, I mean, if it is small rain, that's okay. If he's a fan of rain, but generally, no, he's not interested to go for rain. Now, how do you handle those kind of situation, right? So those kind of things, you need to actually first understand how much is the maximum temperature, max humidity, and maximum wind speed for each season. And at the same time, right, you can also go for average biking conditions as well. And we'll also go for extreme biking condition. So how does it help, right? So it actually helps a lot to find out if you see that, we see rainy season, at a specific season, you see more rains are coming. So then what you can do is, what the biking company can do is, it can reduce the number of bikes available in the market. Okay, it can give it for servicing, okay, at this point of time, because utilize that time for servicing. And then that is actually going to earn the profit, because the utilization is very low at that point of time. Now that's a very good decision they're making out. Similarly, if you actually think of wind speed. Now, there are times, when I actually go to my school days, when I actually used to cycle and all, there is sometimes, the wind speed is like, it's against you. Even if you wanted to actually, do the pedaling and all on your cycle, which is chain based. So you'll not be able to do it as much as possible. So there will be problems and challenges like that, right? So how do you actually make a decision of, for a consumer like me, can I actually take a bike and go? No, I don't do it, even though this is electric, still, too much of wind is not good for us, for us also. So we don't take it out. So that actually helps the user to choose, which time is the ideal time for bike riding, so that I can actually plan, my outing on that day, okay, with a bike. So this kind of insights you can generally get thanks to the sensor data that is being generated from each of the bike. And we're going to take a small architecture, we can build it. So the data is coming into files, and then we actually get it into a table. Why we put it into a table is, it's very easy for us to access and transform it using SQL. So we have a different ways of doing it. We can also do it with programming as well. That we'll do it in as part of the course. But to make it easy for people, we utilize SQL mostly, but not fully. But we read the data from something called data frame. so which is in PySpark, and then we actually load the data to a table, use SQL, and then we do some transformation, and then we load it to different table into the target, and then we get analytics out of it. So this is a small design architecture which we have built it just to demonstrate it. Now let me go here and then share you a notebook. So we are in a database workspace, if you see here. So this is already having the code. So there are very specific steps what to do. So a notebook is something where you write down what exactly you have seen in a class, and then what is the solution and all. So same here in a notebook model. So you'll be actually creating your own notebook using, you will be reading the data. Okay, so from the bike sharing data set, so on a daily basis, and once we read it into the memory, so using a data frame, and then we're displaying what exactly it is, right? So I said we're actually taking the seasonal and year of it, and then we're talking about holiday. Is it a holiday or a big day? Is it working day? And what are the average temperatures across, right? And it is for every specific day. You can see the dates here. So this is very important information. But remember, we don't need everything. So what we want to do is we are going to first load the data into the temporary table, is what we have done called backshare. And once it is done, so that's when we have to operate upon transformation. One of the transformation which I want to bring to your attention is in SQL is we'll find out the season, we'll find out the max of temperature and max of humidity and max of wind speed and from the bike share data. And we don't need all the data, but we'll only require a few columns. Okay. And once we do it using a SQL query, we get the data information. So only with respect to season, temperature, humidity, and wind speed. That's all what we require. And you can actually give it in a table. You can create the transformed results in the table. And then you can actually see the visualization here. Now, what was happening here is there are four seasons, and you can actually see which season is having the max humidity. You can actually see, the fourth season, right? And then which season has less wind speed. Now you can actually see the season three. Now season three is a very good choice, is what I feel. And the temperature is also which season is having average temperature. So you can actually see the ideal one is going to be second. Okay. So this is something which can actually help you to choose when to ride your bike and all. So very simple one. I did not go for a complexity. And I know I have done it little faster and all. Don't take it like that. So just to simplify, I was trying to do it and also giving it. So we'll go very slow when we go for the real use cases. So these are what I wanted to bring to you at a design architecture. But at the same time, I wanted to bring, why should you train with us is one thing which is very important for us. We are the official training partners with Databricks University, so which makes sure that we are most content is exactly equivalent to what Databricks also provide. And the certifications, we have 45 successful certified students in the so far in the last 2 years. And our training is the most comprehensive. So it's not a small course and all, it's an end-to-end course which covers from the basic to the advanced model. And this is something which is the best in the market at this point of time. And you can actually see the integrated LMS system. So if you will be connected with us, so we do have a link here if you want it. So we have our own LMS system where you'll be working with us. So we can actually see the study materials, timetable, the live chat, and online tests and the assignments. All things will be there. And you'll also be having, whenever you have any questions, you can ask in the chat and we can actually help you out. So, and you'll also have the similar kind of access as part of the website as well. Okay. And also the finally, also get the certificate from Academy of Data for all the students who can deliver the project as well. And we actually guarantee placements for the with the following criteria for sure. 95% attendance, of course, if you have sick and all, that's okay. And successful live projects submission, this is the second, which is mandatory. And you complete the database certification, what we mentioned. I think, there's no way that nobody can stop you from, getting a job. So these are things which can help you to get a job for sure. And you follow it, we're ready to guarantee a placement on this, based on these criteria. So these are things which I want to bring in. So the floor is open for you. If you have any questions, let us know. Any questions, guys?
No, sir. Sorry.
Awesome.
No, I don't think so. So we'll be communicating to the with the website you showed earlier, right? The app you asked us to download.
So will you have a Zoom meetings for the regular sessions, and and after the Zoom recordings will be actually placed in the LMS app, where you will be able to access it for lifetime. That's what we do. And when it comes to being in touch, you can use LMS app to be in touch with the trainers. Okay, and you can also
Okay,
post any questions you have. Okay, so for example, I can actually show you right away. It's easy for you also to take a look at it. So let me actually get it for us. So if you see here, maybe let me actually get you to the Class Plus app. So we work with different batches, different students. So let me just sorry. Uh, so it's full of batches. So let me actually go for the recent batch that we had was April, and then August was a very recent one. And then if you see the content, so you'll be able to see all the videos and all coming here. Okay. So the classes that all happen. Okay. And you'll be having the study materials which will be uploaded here. So there's a drive link, which you can actually go and you can actually see all of the use cases and all the materials will be there. Okay. And the logins and the exam questions for the exams, all things will be available here. And now the other thing is very important for you is to be in chat. So chats are going to be very useful for you because many times you have any questions and you need to discuss on it, right? So that's the way it works. So for example, we are actually talking about uh, you know there are a lot of people who got recently a job and all, which we're talking, right? So this is all part of this batch of 20 people, 24. So, I mean, all these things, right? So, certification, all these things will be shared. And even if you have any questions and all, no, we try to answer from here. So that's the point here. And you can be a part of it, or individually you can also talk here. So Maita had a problem, and so she was unable to talk, come to the and talk, and then we helped and all here. So personally, you can also get us accessible as well, and also you can also go through the discussion forums as well. Okay, so both are available as part of.
got it. Okay.